Pardon my throat, a little sore today. Though we're definitely going to be doing some reading here tonight. As I hinted at on Twitter, decided to go and do some reading in the Happy Cube forum, starting with the most recent update that just came out the other day. It's a subject header, radio show topic discussion, lost motorcycle, started by moderator Senor Bambos, posted on April 10th, 2018 at 1 p.m. So, let's begin. So I've been in 2 rooms in the house so far, and there's this one. Oh, and there's this one, where we are still in here with an array of CRT monitors and VHS tapes, and access to Google's new video service, but there's no motorcycle here. The man who rides it is sleeping on the sofa every day. You should see it. It's so ridiculous. He pulls out his phone and checks for texts. He'll do this on and off for hours. The glow of a smaller screen always seems so much brighter than a large one. Or does the hardware itself just generate more light? Thoughts? Anyway, in the other room there's lots of small screens. The clicking is quieter and can be silenced, and when I was in there last it seemed far more habitable. Good place to sleep off destiny. I was lying in my bed. It is a very comfortable bed with a good wooden frame. One of a kind, really. Literally, my father made that bed for me to sleep in. But it's not a crib or a child's bed. He was thinking long term. Do you know how many adults live in America don't sleep in a fine, handmade wooden bed? Parents will, if possible, help out with college, your car, your house, but let's be honest. How many of them care where within that house we do our sleeping? My dad's brother had a boy who went through depression. He let him sleep on the couch for over a year. Makes me spit to even think about it. I got sidetracked. Train jumped a couple of rails, and it'll do it again. The date 6/12/18 has been appended here. Ha ha ha. So I was lying in this very fine bed, having not decided if I wanted to wake up or not yet. But I heard either the biker or trucker, or maybe probably Dad calling for me from the second room. And I realized it's late in the day, embarrassingly late. My dad can't make breakfast anymore. I do that now. When he tries to flip a pancake, holy cow, it's a sad sight to see. You ever had a diagonal pancake? It's almost tiered. It's almost tiered. The syrup collects unevenly. That's no fucking way to eat a pancake. The syrup should start at the center and spread out in almost a starburst pattern. You can fill in the dry gaps manually. So, I try to ignore him/them calling for me, but I feel guilty because here I am in this fine wooden handmade bed my father found for me, and I won't even make him or his associates pancakes. What an ingrate. I settle for the middle ground and decide to go back to sleep and dream about making the breakfast. But the eggs are runny and the syrup is too tart. There's a green film on the sausage. And Dad awakens me. And for the first time in over a decade, he's standing in the first room. And he puts his frail and dying arms out and asks me how he's expected to flip pancakes with his wrists all swollen and brittle. He was terminal. You all know. Like his older brother. The young one that used to go walking. So I hold on to Dad and listen to him curse and mutter and chide me, and together we go into the second room. But as we do, I realize the motorcycle's in the hallway, right before the door. And I think about what a sorry state of affairs that is. Not just having a motorcycle in the house, which can result in misses and damage to both the bike and the domicile, but also that my dad's biker friend doesn't get to ride it again. It's back there now. They're on opposite ends of an either-or situation. What do you think of this? in terms of a general topic. Next post, rated Y, new member, post number 5, posts 5, posted April 10th, 2:07 p.m., 1 hour and 7 minutes later. Oh, fuck off. Harder to write, easier to breathe. The stroke has made many things difficult for me. Cooking is one of those things. Riding a motorcycle is out of the question. Oh well. Highway and roads will be unsafe this year regardless. Did I tell you about our girl? Our jet got away. She told people about us. Made us look like a fool. A pervert. She told people I watch her and Quentin from my car. Very untrue and very pathetic. That is a good beginning. Midway through our shared story, before your time, but in the time of your father, people would like it. Next post, Snake, new member, at 2:51 p.m., 50 minutes later. Way to answer the question, idiot. Do you want to talk about the motorcycle or not? I say yes. We should go into the rooms more too. It's just a weird sentence. I say yes, we should go into the rooms more too. Put out the PDF too. And you don't, wait. Put out the PDF too, and you don't even have to link it here, because it's an instrument all its own. The real question is, when do we open the peanut gallery? Winky, sideways, grin. Next post, rated Y, 3:09 p.m. Couldn't care less about the motorcycle itself. Doubt anyone else will. Jet is better. A window with your face on the other side of it exists somewhere. Okay? I am not completely feeble. Snake. Posted at 3:19 p.m. God is good. I'm just irritable because I fell in a pit today and there was brambles at the bottom. Still haven't been able to raise I or B either. Feeling kind of useless. Jet's been done though, so I think the biker is better. Still want the PDF, and for it to be read and shared, and maybe we'll get a few stories added to the big book. And maybe we'll get some new blood too. If you object, then okay, but we haven't got a consensus yet. We have a series of responses from Senor Bambos afterwards. At 9:57 p.m. this was posted. First response is to rated Y's harder to write, easier to breathe. Glad to have you all here, M. I hope Greta is decent enough cook for you. I told her syrup distribution is perfect. All transitory places are dangerous, and this we know. But I don't think it's something we should cow away from. Were you trying to sound apathetic? Jet's been discussed here previously, not in detail, not from her perspective, but I feel that would add very little. Next response post, the one from Snake that says, I say yes, we should go into the rooms more too. Fantastic to hear an actual vote. This is great stuff what you're saying here. The PDF will have to wait until more have returned and the timing feels right. 8. It will be 8, and you can count on that. The Peanut Gallery, I like that. It'll be open tomorrow night. Next response. To Snakes, I still haven't been able to raise I or B either. They will, with the others, be setting aside time for discussion within the next couple of days. You're early. Hello. Next post. Never seen this one before. Clock Stomper. Posted April 12th at 11:14 a.m. That would be, the next day. I think I see what we're doing here. I'm up for discussing the motorcycle as long as it's not too vague and figurative. This is all literal when you boil it down. I think that weird and nebulous I get that weird and nebulous ephemera is sort of how this works. But if we're going to find THM, it's probably best we give people tangible details to work with. I'm going to surprise everyone by saying that I vote for Jet's story being shared, if she isn't out there sharing it herself again. Interesting. Very interesting. Let's look back a little bit here. Let's go back to Hack Job Johnny. What was the last post? The last post was February of last year. The people you love. Jack Q. Pembry. Single post. My brother posted February 9th at 9:11 p.m. My brother died when I was still very young. The concept of death was somewhat new to me. I knew death on a theoretical level, but personal experience revealed the true nature of experiencing loss. It is almost inescapable, except to those who themselves pass while very young. Whatever secrets these children learn, they keep with them, as do all who die. Whisper to them, hold them, plead with them. And there is this, an echo. I never told my parents what I had seen in the trees. My brother was a husk even then, and it was as if I had coincidentally run into his displaced soul as I lay bleeding and dirty on the hillside 3 miles from home. Why was he there? Why hadn't he helped me? Why did the shell lying in his bed at home seem unaware of his experience? Hello, hello. 337-37464-9283. Quentin, or whoever he is to you now, was active long before he met me. A rock, a creek, an 8-year-old neighbor boy when he was 15. I didn't know his story for long, but upon hearing it I immediately knew it was true. He had followed his risky impulses throughout the Midwest. Arrested several times before we even met. Burglaries, assault, fraud, all of these incidental, serving only to keep his engine running for his true passions. He showed me the loopholes in his identity, or knots, I suppose they could be called. The way things were operated then, there was no shortage of methods you could use to short-circuit bureaucracy. His methods are primitive, obsolete now. I hope he'd be able to admire the things I've since discovered. He was gluttonous and incapable of operating a long con. Screaming fits, head bashing, the most inept lies imaginable if we were lucky. And then he took a toll, 2 or 3, away from the highwaymen, and that was his end. 337-284-95-9374. Martin, a pervert, a creep, a coward with a lot of a coward with a lot of showmanship and an endless streak of luck. This hypocrite has readily lied about me every opportunity, and while these lies have benefited me on the whole, I am still unhappy about our path our friendship took. He likes to play the lapdog when he's not busy mentoring the weak and unworthy. He keeps an eye out. He's got a good reason to. He's a good shot. I've always admired that. But they're closing in on him now. It's only a matter of time. Did my thesis inspire him? How about those videos he claims to have not seen? You will know them soon. Perhaps they'll inspire you. But obfuscation. All obfuscation. Misdirection is another talent of his, as is preying on those who like to think they're prepared. So maybe he has the upper hand after all. We'll see. 337-93752-8573. Joseph Bright has enough been said about this disappointment now. The terror of Carnival, the artist, the PR man, the actor, the storyteller, so many titles. He's gone now. 337-18475-47 5-4. Send your bambos home again, and for this small place and time, all is right. I had some thoughts about this on the way home. About the Wyoming incident, about the tapes, about the videos, about all this stuff. To us, they don't make sense. To them, they do make sense. But aren't we really glossing over the point that this is a board that people come to talk about murder, to talk about killing others, to talk about killing people they know, bragging it, organizing group activities? It seems like that takes a side note in a weird and sick way to the idea of these tapes that seem to pop up once in a while. Who knows, maybe I'll be put on their radar. I'd like to be put on their radar. I don't want to hide. I want to be seen. It's what I do. I just sort of walk into a room and go, woo woo woo, look at me, woo woo woo, and then just sort of live with the results. It's kind of a weird way to live. I don't know if it makes me happy. But it is a way to explore. Did you know rituals don't do anything? Like the ones that were in this thread, that are in this, not in this thread, they're on this forum, the summoning of the gods of madness, all sorts of shit like that. I've looked through them and everything. They don't do anything. And I'm not saying that based on the idea that all this is fake and everything, but the idea of the ritual itself doesn't, the ritual itself does nothing. Rituals don't do anything. They never do. Rituals don't, no, they don't do anything at all. You can get a robot, you can get machines to do 90% of the shit that you have to do for most rituals. You can get a tape recorder, stick it in a room and have it say Bloody Mary 3 times. It doesn't do anything. The real ritual is you, the person doing it. And it's not the actual payment of blood or your sanity or whatever else. It's your devotion and belief that these things work that gives it power. It's not so much, the ritual isn't so much, what's it called? The ritual isn't so much what's necessary for these things, but it's sort of like a transaction, it's a payment. And the payment comes from you. You believe that it works. You believe all these things. You could get a bunch of robots sitting in a room and have one jam a knife into an infant child sitting on a pedestal and drain blood out of it with tubes and hoses into a fucking, I don't know, a fucking bin or whatever needs to be done. But that won't do anything. You just have a dead baby on your hands. You need people doing it because they're the ones who carry that superstition. People are the ones that carry that darkness, not the actions. That's just the way it is.